The Earth is full of a variety of rich, unique, and beautiful ecosystems, with all different ecosystems having a unique characteristic to prosper. These characteristics are those of altitude, latitude, size, shape, continuity, as well as specific locational factors, which all influence the nature of the ecosystem. Three types of ecosystems, which have unique varying factors, are coastal dunes, coral reefs, and wetlands, with Stockton, the Great Barrier Reef, and Homebush Bay wetlands being the specific ones to focus on. Coastal dunes' spatial patterns and dimensions consist of being located on all the world's continental landmasses, with the exception of Antarctica for obvious reasons. Coastal dunes form whenever there is substantial amount of sand available for the construction of dunes, and for that reason are located mainly on coasts due to the prevailing winds common, with large amounts of sand being on beaches, thus the formation of coastal dunes. Coastal dunes' altitude varies, with the world's largest dune, the Great Dune of Pila, being 108 metres tall, while other sand dunes being just centimetres above sea level. Much like this, there is a variety in the size and shape of sand dunes, with no one-size-fits-all. Stockton coastal dunes specifically are located at the midpoint of the New South Wales coast, halfway between Victoria and Queensland, 165 kilometres north of Sydney. The Stockton coastal dune dimensions are 31.8 kilometres long, stretching from Stockton the suburb all the way to Birriboo Point near Anna Bay along the shoreline, with the midpoint having a latitude of 32.50 south and a longitude of 151.53 east. This places Stockton in a temperate latitude, experiencing seasonal strong onshore winds, which has great effect upon the formation. This is due to sand being delivered to the beach by waves, and then blown landward by onshore winds, forming such dunes, and aiding and exemplifying the process of aeolian transport. Stockton sand dunes covers approximately 78 square kilometres, with the length extending parallel to the shoreline for approximately 31.8 kilometres. The width inland is approximately 3.5 kilometres at its widest extent, towards Nelson Bay Road, with the average width being 2-3 kilometres. The depth, however, is averaging between 30 to 50 metres, with underlying Hunter River channel extending to 90 metres in depth. The continuity of Stockton is with the top layers of Stockton being the longest continuous outer barrier in New South Wales, being 11,000 years old, meaning that it is also the oldest coastal dune system in New South Wales. Locational factors that result in the sand dunes being able to come to fruition is the Hunter River, which provides the sand dunes with much sediment/sand coming out from this river. This image shows the sediment discharging out of the Hunter River and moving towards the Stockton Bight, where the sand particles will be weathered and eroded into finer particles. Coral reefs are another unique and fragile environment, with this category of ecosystem having a number of different spatial patterns and topographic attributes. Coral reefs are generally found in the Indian Ocean and on the western edges of the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, the tropics. This is due to many factors which need to be optimal in order for the coral to grow. These include water temperature and light, with corals unable to tolerate temperatures below 18 degrees Celsius, instead performing optimally in water temperatures between 25 and 27 degrees. This is due to the zooxanthellae being denatured and expelled if temperatures go too far either side of this optimal condition. The Indian Ocean has the warmest water, with the Pacific and Atlantic following, resulting in the most optimal temperatures and conditions. Coral reefs can vary in size, from the Great Barrier Reef to smaller reefs just meters long. Coral reefs' elevation is usually just a few feet above sea level. The shape of the coral varies, with it predominantly following the coast. However, how far outshore depends on the extent of the reef. The Great Barrier Reef is located within the tropics of Capricorn and the equator. Thus, the climate is warm all year round, with the centre having a longitude and latitude of 18.2871 degrees south and 147.6992 degrees east. It is located off the north-east coastline of Australia. More specifically, however, the reef extends from around 8 degrees latitude south in the north, close to Papua New Guinea, to just north of Fraser Island, around 24 degrees latitude in the south. The Great Barrier Reef World Heritage Area contains most of the reef, extending from the tip of Cape York in the north to Lady Elliot Island, north of Bundaberg in the south, 2,300 kilometres long, and covering 348,000 square kilometres. The continuity of the Great Barrier Reef is being approximately 8,000 years old, cold formation occurring after the Ice Age, with sea levels rising and ice melting. Intertidal wetlands on the whole usually develop in coastal areas, occurring in intertidal zones along the coastlines, containing plants adapted to the saline conditions, for example, mangroves. Predominant location is 32 to 38 degrees north or south. Homebush Bay wetlands specifically are located 3350 degrees south and 15104 degrees east, 12 kilometres west of Sydney's CBD. Eastern boundary is Powell's Creek. The western boundary is Bennelong Roadway. The southern is Parkland, and the northern boundary is the Parramatta River. The size of this wetland is 58 hectares, with mangroves being 40 of them, bird refuge 10, and salt marsh the final 8. Homebush Bay wetlands elevation is 0 to 10 metres above sea level, with woodland being the tallest, and mudflats and river at its lowest. Homebush Bay wetlands are thought to be formed 6,000 years ago due to the melting of the ice caps, with rising sea levels causing the Parramatta River and surrounding areas, including the wetland area, to be filled up.